My divorce story. I divorced over 12 years ago. My ex-wife was my first real love and we were together for 13 years before divorcing, 5 years dating and 8 years married. At the time the divorce was a surprise for me, but looking back I laugh at myself for not seeing all the signs. Basically put, we were two completely different people when we divorced than we were when we started dating. The day we separated is an interesting story. I don't recall the details, but I remember we were upset at each other about something. I tongue-in-cheek said something along the line of, "Do you even like me anymore?" and that was all she needed to finally say what she had been holding onto for some time. The details after that are blurry, but there is one thing about that day that I will never forget. At the time I was not working. We had 2 children, 6 and 3, and I was a stay-at-home dad. As a small side gig, I was an amateur photographer who worked with a professional photographer. I was asked to shoot wedding photos for my ex-wife's brother and sister-in-law. Sure enough, the wedding was the night of our separation day. I only remember bits and pieces from that night, but I did go through with it and shot their photos. I didn't really have a choice and didn't want to back out on the day of their wedding. It was super tough being around my wife and her family that night. The next 4 to 5 months were a rocky road, but I rebuilt my life and career. Getting used to not seeing my kids was the hardest part, but like all things in life you get used to it. I eventually remarried to my current wife and love of my life. We have 2 children in addition to my 2 children from my first marriage. My ex-wife and I have a very good relationship. We recently dropped our oldest off at college together. To all the people going through the dark part of divorce, know this: your life is not over. All things happen for a reason and life goes on. Going through this will make you stronger than ever and teach you things you never would have learned if you didn't experience it. If you have any question or need to talk, please feel free to message me.